What's up, you guys? It's the girl Loverlee, and I am back with another video. As you see from the thumbnail and the title, in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys 5 different ways to add clusters to your balloon garland, just so they can pop a little more, add body and texture. People use clusters for a lot of different reasons, but I use them to add more body and texture to my garlands, as well as fill in holes in my garland. But if you guys don't know what clusters are, I'm going to show you real quick. I normally use 4 balloons for my clusters, so I have 4 5-inch balloons right here, and I'm going to show you how I make my clusters real quick. So here I have 2 clusters. This is a cluster of 2, and I'm going to put them together to make a cluster of 4. So I tie 2 of them together, 2 5-inch balloons together. You can make the balloons bigger if you want, but this is the size that I like to use for my garland. All I do is just take it and wrap it. And now I have 1 cluster. And now I'm going to show you guys 5 different ways you can add these clusters to your balloon garland. But before we get started, if you aren't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and also leave me comments in the comment section below if you have any questions, or if there's like a tutorial or something that you would like me to upload. Go ahead, drop it in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's just get into this video. So for the first example, I'm going to be using the 260 method, and that is basically tying each cluster to the end of the 260, then adding it to my garland. Right here I just have a mini garland just so I can demonstrate each step for you guys. So I'm just tying one of my cluster to one end of the 260. If you don't know what 260 is, these are the long balloons that they used to make like balloon animals and stuff. And tie the other one to the other end of the 260 balloon. And here you have 2 clusters at the end of your 260 balloons to add to your garland. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I add these to my garland. So I have the clusters right here. Normally I would just wrap it around the balloons like this. I wrap it around 2. Then it depends on where you want it. If I wanted to let it stay right here, then I could just leave it. But sometimes I like to bring it to the bottom, because we tend to ignore the bottom of our garlands. And then around here I have the other one, which I could bring and leave right there. A lot of people like their clusters like right next to each other, because that's just them. But other people like to separate there. So you can either put one up here and one right here. And for the 260 balloons, it doesn't really matter what color you use, because you don't really see them when you add them to the garland. But this is one way you can add clusters to your garland, and it's very flexible. You can, as I said, you can put them together like that. You can put one up there, one down here, you know. Just play around with it, and then whichever way you prefer, then that is the way you leave it. But this is just one way to add cluster to your balloon garland. Here is another method of how to add clusters to your balloon garland, which is the rubber band method. So I have a cluster right here of 4 again, and I'm just taking a rubber band, putting it around one of the balloon, and now you have this to wrap around your balloons. So let me show you guys exactly how I would add it to the balloon garland. So I have my rubber band right here, and I'm just going to take it and wrap it around one balloon. And there you have another cluster added to your garland. Alright you guys, so another method you can use is glue dots or glue dashes. So I have these dashes. I know a lot of you guys are familiar with it, and a lot of you guys also use like different brand of glue dots, but these are the ones that I use. I buy the whole box and it like served me for a long while. But I'm going to show you guys how to use this method to add it to your garland. So here I have another cluster, and then I have the glue dashes that I just got off of my roll. Normally I would just take like if I want to add it right there like that, I would just add it to 2 balloons. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the dashes to these 2 balloons. Two is normally enough because these dashes are like really strong. I never had a problem with them. So I have my glue dots on these 2 balloons right there and right there, and I'm gonna add it to the garland. I want to add it right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and like press down so it really sticks to the balloon. And there you have your other cluster. Now you guys, for the 4th method I like to use, this is one of my new favorites. It's basically just tying the cluster onto the garland. So I would just, you know, go in the middle and pull out one of the tails of the balloon. I'll just pull out one of the tails in the cluster and just tie it to another tail that's on my garland. So I'm gonna tie it on this brown little cluster right here. So I'm gonna search for a long tail that can stretch and reach this one and just tie it to it. Alright you guys, I can either add the cluster right here or I can go up, but I think I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna search for a tail. So I found one right up here, and I'm just gonna tie this tail to it. It's just like tying balloons together. So I gave it 2 knots, and there you go, another cluster added to the garland. And now for the 5th and final method. I'm sure there are probably more, but in this video I'm only showing you 5. It's the fishing line method. I'm just going to be cutting off a piece of this fishing line, tying it to my balloon, and then wrapping it on the garland. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that, obviously. Alright guys, so here I have the fishing line. I'm just going to tie it around my little cluster right here. Just making like 2 to 3 knots just so it's secured. Alright. Alright guys, so here is my cluster, and I have a long piece of fishing line right here. It really don't have to be this long, but I just cut it long. So all I'm gonna be doing is adding it to the garland, like placing it where I want it, then find a balloon to wrap it around. Okay, so I think I want my cluster right here, right in the middle right here, and I'm gonna use my fishing line to wrap around this balloon since it's the closest. So I'm just gonna take my fishing line, wrap around that balloon a couple times, or until there's no more fishing line to wrap. You really don't have to tie it, just wrap it to make it secure. It's definitely not going anywhere at all. So that is that. I just wrapped it. See, this cluster is not going anywhere. Alright you guys, so there you have it, 5 different ways how you can add clusters to your balloon garland for whatever reason that you like to add clusters for. But let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. If it helps you out a lot, go ahead and smash the like button on this video. Leave me some comments in the comment section below. Let me know the type of tutorials you like me to do for my channel. Also, if you have any questions, you can also leave it in the comment section below. The colors that I use are Qualatex Cholate in 11 and 5 inch. And then this gold is a chrome gold from an Amazon vendor. I'll definitely leave that in the description box down below. The other materials that I use in this video will also be linked in the description box down below, so go ahead and check that out. But if you enjoyed this video, don't leave without giving this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't subscribed already. I have a lot more content coming this month, so definitely turn on your post notification so you'll get notified every time I drop a new video. But that is all, and I'll definitely catch you all in my next video.